Hello lovelies, I'm Christina and today I'm giving you my December wrap-up. Happy New Year lovelies! I know this is the second video that I upload after the new year has started, but it is the first video that I actually film in this year of 2016, and I just want to start this video off by saying thank you so much. I saw that through the holiday I reached 300 subscribers and I just find that truly amazing, and I just wanted to thank you guys. There will be a giveaway soon, so look out for that. It is coming your way pretty soon and I'm really excited about it. It's gonna be a good one. So for my December TBR, I showed you my 12 Doctors 12 Stories box set, and through the month of December I managed to read 3 of these. A big hand for the Doctor by Eowyn Colfer. I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Nameless City by Michael Scott. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Spear of Destiny by Marcus Sedgwick and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I won't go into details about these Doctor Who stories because I am doing a full review of the entire box set when I'm done reading all of them, so look out for that. Then I read the Norwegian translated version of The Girl with All the Gifts by M.R. Carey. This is a zombie story, and like I've mentioned before, Jan Campbell did the most amazing explanation of this book, and that is if Walking Dead and Roald Dahl's Matilda had a book baby, this would be it. So I'm not going to say much more about it because it's a book that is much more fantastic, going into it quite blind and not knowing more than that. And I enjoyed this so much and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. And I read a Norwegian translated arc that is coming out now in January. This one is by an Italian writer named Fioly Bocca, and this hasn't been translated to English, so it doesn't really have an English title. And I'm not going to try to say the Italian one because I would butcher that for sure. So if you would translate this one from Norwegian to English, it would be The Girl from Piemonte. It is a story of a woman who feels kind of lost in her life. Her mother dies from cancer. She finds herself stuck in an unhealthy relationship and just feels like she's stuck in a rut. And this is her way of discovering herself anew, and it was such a wonderful story. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was sent to me by a Norwegian publishing house, and that is the Norwegian version of The Isle of the Lost by Melissa de la Cruz. This is a Descendants novel, so it is a story where it goes through the characters of the children of villains from Disney movies, and it was such a fun way to visit those Disney classics that we love so much, but in a different kind of wrapping. I think I would have enjoyed this one more if I had been in the right age group for it. It is a middle grade novel, and I just think that it differs so much from the middle grade novels that I read when I was in that age group. But it was enjoyable. One thing that dragged this one down for me was the translation to Norwegian. It was done really roughly. It just felt like they haven't proofread it enough. There were so many flaws throughout with the translation. So that made me end up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. And on my Audible app, I listened to A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. This is a fantasy novel about a man who can travel through parallel Londons, and it was an amazing story. I love the magic system, and I will have a full review up on that soon. I really loved it and I'm excited to see what happens next. I think the second book in the series comes out later this year, so we'll see how that goes. I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. I collaborated with Book Bear again, and they sent me The Children of Darkness by David Litwack to read and review for their book blog tour. I will link my full book blog review of it down in the thingamajiggy down below, so you can go check that out if you want to. But this is a dystopian science fiction novel following 3 characters. We have Aura, Nathaniel, and Thomas. When they come of age, Thomas is chosen by the vicars of the Temple of Light to go to do a ritual that will make him understand the darkness and appreciate the light and work towards the light and away from the darkness. When Thomas comes back from this ritual, he is not the same person he was when he left. And it is a story about these 2 friends and Thomas trying to find out what is really going on, and it was just such an amazing and unique story. I enjoyed it so much, and I ended up giving it a 5 out of 5 stars. It is everything I could ever ask for in a brilliant science fiction novel. Highly, highly recommend. We are jumping into the graphic novel portion of this video, and we're starting off with Saga Volume 4 by Fiona Staples and Bryan K. Vaughan. Not gonna say much about this. Everyone loves this science fiction series, and I'm one of them. I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. I just love it so much. Then I read Seconds by Bryan Lee O'Malley. Let's just take time to appreciate this beautiful cover. It's just stunning. Look at that. So pretty. This is the story about Katie. Katie is a chef and she runs a restaurant called Seconds. She's now trying to open up a second restaurant and everything seems to go wrong. In her dresser, Katie finds a little box with a notepad and a mushroom. The notepad says, "A second chance awaits. 1. Write your mistake. 2. Ingest 1 mushroom. 3. Go to sleep. 4. Wake anew. Events must occur on these premises." And then she, of course, eats the mushroom and finds out that she gets this change that she writes down. Anything that she wants to change actually happens, and it was just an amazing ride to go on. This has very, very pretty style. It's not the same kind of art style that you see in Saga and those comics or graphic novels, but it has a really pretty and cute art style that I really liked, and the story was truly unique and amazing, and I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. Then I read The Complete Mouse by Art Spiegelman. This is the story of Art Spiegelman's father who went to a concentration camp during the Second World War. He then tells his father's stories through these drawings where the Nazis are cats and the Jews are mice. And they flip back and forth from the father when he tells the story and what kind of person he's become because of the war, and the story of the actual events of the Second World War. I'm not a super fan of the art style, if you can see it. It's all in black and white. It's quite a dark and simplistic kind of art style, but I think it fits the story perfectly, so that is the reason why I ended up giving this a 5 out of 5 stars. It is a really important story. It is tragic and just heartbreaking, but still truly amazing. Then I also had the time to read This One Summer by Jillian and Mariko Tamaki. This one is just the story of a young girl and her one summer at sort of a summer vacation house with her parents. Her parents are arguing a lot. It's just a really good portrayal of how it is to grow up and the confusion of being a teenager, and I just really enjoyed it. The art style in this one goes in kind of blues and violet colors, but the drawings are really pretty and it's just done perfectly. I really enjoyed it, found it to be very different, but it wasn't right up there like Seconds and Mouse, so I ended up giving it a 4 out of 5 stars. So those are the books that I read in the month of December. A lot of great reads. December was a good reading month with lots and lots of amazing books, and I love those kind of months. So let me know what was your favorite book of December. I'm also looking for recommendations to put in my booktuber recommendation jar. If you have any particular book recommendations for me that you think that I would enjoy, or your favorite books, please tell me in the comments down below and I will write them and put them in my jar and see if I can get through them this year. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you liked it and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video soon. Bye!